Hi, welcome to Scarblag Games. I'm Roger, and today we're doing an unboxing of Escape the Dark Castle's second Kickstarter. Hi, I'm here with Lawrence, and we're here today to unbox something that arrived through my door very recently, and I'm a bit excited to open, so we won't dally too long. But before I do, we've just got a couple of bits to cover. So recently, Pete put up a YouTube video showing all the new shows that are coming to the show in 2019, so this year now. We've got Star Trek by Modiphius Games running very soon. That's going to be very cool. Adam's going to be running that. You might recognise him from our Mage the Ascension game. We also have a Scion game starting soon, being run by Colin. Again, you'll recognise him from our Mage the Ascension game. Pete will be running a D&D Planescape setting, which will be really cool. And Lawrence is going to be running Dark Heresy, set in the Warhammer 40,000 universe.
Yeah, that should be interesting.
I'm scared. And also, Pete, later in the year, will be running Black Road using the Zweihander setting, or using the Zweihander rules, sorry. So that, again, is going to be cool. We did a short video of that before, which is 4 episodes, well worth watching. Also, don't forget to check out our Facebook page to make sure that you keep up to date with everything that we're doing. There's also our Twitter, if you follow that. And Pete started the new hashtag Mapping Monday, because he likes making maps. Our Discord server is up to 29 members now, and is actually getting quite active. So join that, come and say hello. If you like what we do, feel free to support us on Patreon. There are all these links below, by the way. And you know, every bit of money that we get from Patreon has been really helpful in upgrading the show with better equipment such as microphones and soundboards and all that sort of stuff, and is all much appreciated. Our patrons are all brilliant. Yes. Also on the Patreon is the new Adventure Location 1, which is the Abandoned Tavern. So Pete has made a map which you have seen if you've watched our Flint and Steel show. It's in Season 2. But he's actually made a little adventure that you can use with not just Woothrup, you can use it in D&D or Zweihander or any fantasy setting, really. And also we have Redbubble, which you can get some mugs on, such as these. So this is I'm holding this one here, the Ondrum the Wild Mountain mug.
And I have, in fact, I believe, the Abandoned Tavern mug map, which, as Roger said, you can now get via
the Patreon. Just go there, just check it out. There's a link below, and go have a look. There's some cool stuff on there. Right, so without further ado, let's open the new stuff. Lawrence, if you want to do the honours, opening the first thing. So,
yep.
First up, Lawrence will be opening the new core. Well, this is the core game that was released before, but I didn't have, so it's come through as part of the Kickstarter.
Right.
So as you can see, it's still in the cellophane, so I've been really restrained and not just opened all my new stuff, which I'm sure a lot of you can appreciate how hard that can be.
Right, come on.
Right, it's well packaged. Hang on.
It is well packaged.
Like that.
Right. Very well packaged, as I'm sure you can all hear.
Okay, yeah. So this is the core box. So you can see it's a nice finish on there, actually.
It is a very nice finish.
And the artwork all very reminiscent of the old adventure books and sort of early role-playing games.
Yes.
Just makes me think of like Woothrup First Edition.
Woothrup First Edition is exactly what I think of when I see that image.
That is very... You could expect to see that in one of the adventure books, wouldn't you? Woothrup First Edition.
So
yeah, let's have a look. Ooh, lovely. So, first up, we've got the rulebook. That's nice glossy finish on that.
Yeah.
You can see it a little bit reflecting on the...
Hang on, let's see if we can bring it a bit closer to everyone.
Oh yeah, you can certainly see the gloss when he moves it up. You can see the light bouncing off it.
Yep. And always good for a board game, a rulebook that isn't massive.
Yeah, that's quite nice. Let's just open up a couple of the pages. So, oh yes, look at that image there. Straight out of the fighting fantasy novels or early roleplay games.
Yep.
Almost reminds me of one out of, I think it's the Olden Haller contract in the back of the first edition roleplay book for Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. Let's go, man. So Just a page of components, and
Yeah.
my God, the rules pages are not that big, are they?
No. In fact, it
Wow.
even has playing the game. Seems to be one page,
Wow. Okay.
and then
Some brief explanations of
combat, and how to play it
solo.
if you're playing it on your own, solo
So,
play.
yeah, a bit of solitaire play going on there. So,
And that's it.
wow, that is short. I like
Short
it.
and sweet.
Can't argue with that. So,
Which means, of course, everything else in here is going to make it interesting.
yeah, definitely. Right. So, shall we have a look at the dice?
Yeah. So, we have got.
We've got quite a lot of dice in here.
We've got 2 different sets, in fact. Let's see if you can see those.
Right. So, these black ones here. These are the chapter dice. So these are what they would roll for whatever's happening in the relevant story arc. Sorry, try and get that in a bit of focus. So those are those. And these ones here are the character dice. So you can... Each one of these is for a different character, and I believe it says on them... Yeah, so on them it actually says what they are. So this one here, I'll just hold up. I'm holding that. Can't really see that.
Go for the other one.
Ooh. Well, it says Smith on there. So that is for one of the 6 characters that come in the core box.
And we have, by the look of it, a tanner, a tailor, a cook, a miller, a smith, and an abbot.
Oh, brilliant! So each of these, they must be good at various things because of these symbols on them represent things. So the fist, if you can show a fist,
we have
that represents
fist.
might. So how good you are at physical stuff.
Yep.
There's an eye.
We have an eye,
which represents cunning. So how good at like sneaking around and all that kind of thing you are, or dodging traps maybe. And the last one, this kind of star-looking thing.
Well, you have the shield with the stars.
Okay, so the stars themselves mean wisdom. And the fact that one's got double things on that shield means you actually get 2 successes at that particular thing.
Ah, so this one also has on the other side 2 fists.
Oh, brilliant. And the shield, what that means is that if you take damage, you actually stop the damage.
Ah.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And all on 1 dice. So everything you do, you literally roll 1 dice for your character. That's quite cool. That's very, very quick.
And just having a quick look at these, just a different one, they've got slightly different mixes of, obviously, artwork on each dice for each character, so they've all got their strengths, their weaknesses.
Oh, that's brilliant. So you've got to think of taking a bit of a balanced party when you go through them and try and escape the dark castle. Right, do you want to crack open that big deck of cards? That has very much caught my attention.
That is a very big...
Wow, look at the size of the cards. To put it one way, there's my hand, and that's the cards. These are big cards.
It might help if we take out this other pack. That's slightly smaller than an average playing card deck.
Yeah, I'd probably say that's about the size of a Yu-Gi-Oh card, if you're familiar with that. Maybe slightly smaller.
And that's our main deck.
So they are big. I mean, they are like bigger than tarot cards, I think. They are.
Oh, considerably.
They are chunky cards. So that's... Lawrence is just opening these bad boys up. So let's have a look. So I think these are all of our chapter cards. So these are the story themselves.
These are the story. With a nice, I don't know if you can read it there, turnover to begin on the card.
Always ominous. Oh, wow. So again, the artwork on these, very reminiscent of the early roleplay books or fighting fantasy books.
Yeah.
Oh, this one here is the introduction, as Lawrence said. And starts with, after years of incarceration in the depths of the dark castle, you finally break free of your cell. In the small stone room adjoining to the cell block stands an old wooden chest. The lock is open. Draw an item card per player now. You hear footsteps approaching. You must not linger here. You make for the exit, slipping away and disappearing into the darkness. Turn the first chapter card. Cool. So that's you've escaped your cell card. And that's where you must draw items, which I'm guessing are the smaller ones, which we'll come to in a bit.
I guess they are.
Or, again, the artwork on those is very nice.
These is absolutely Beautiful.
Not sure who the artist is, but whoever it is. Oh, art and graphic design, Alex Crispin. Well, very nicely done, Alex. That is a lovely card.
They are all...
Oh, wow, that's a big deck of cards.
It is a big deck of cards. A couple of random card artworks.
Oh, wow, that spidery looking thing. The number of cards there means that even in the core game, there's going to be a lot of replay value, I think, in this game.
Yes, especially... Although, as we haven't yet read the rules, I'm guessing that this deck can be shuffled, so you never know exactly what's coming next.
Are the ones at the back like the boss fights, or...
These
hello, they've got doors on.
They do.
I'm loving the black and white artwork, though.
All of these very, very beautiful... These are the backs of these special cards, have all got... Do not read until you have completed the last chapter card. This is it. You have reached the final challenge. One last obstacle stands between you and freedom. Turn this over now.
Okay. We won't read these out because we don't want spoilers.
No. In fact, I won't even... I'll put those...
Oh, they're lovely, though. They're
safely back in here.
Looking at the quality of the card stock as well that they've used, these are good quality cards.
They are.
They are nice and firm. They feel nice in the hand.
Nice stuff. And I've just found something else here.
Oh, these must be the character cards.
We've got our character cards. Tanner, Taylor, Smith, Miller, Cook.
Oh, so these must show how good people are at things. So, like, the Abbot, for example, is... Let me show you. He's very wise. He's a bit strong, but he's not very cunning.
Yep.
Which is, if we compare this to, let's try the Cook.
The Cook.
Who is very good at physical stuff. I suppose swinging that meat cleaver all day would do that. Quite cunning, but not very wise. So, quite complementary characters.
Yep, and then you've got the other four, all with different mixes of skills. It looks like they've all got a 4, a 3, and a 1 in different mixes of...
All in different combinations. Lovely. So, good to have a nice mix of them. I don't know if you pick one yourself or if they're random. We'll all figure that out, and we might end up doing a gameplay video sometime. I don't know if that would be interest. If it is, let us know in the comments.
Yeah. So
right, that is a hefty deck of cards.
It is a hefty deck of cards. That's got to be, what would you say, about 80 to 100?
Yeah, it must be. That's a chunky deck. I mean, that's about the thickness of maybe a bit thicker than a deck of playing cards.
Yeah.
Probably about...
So 70 or 80 cards, maybe?
I wonder if it tells us in here.
It probably does. Read the rules. Read the instructions.
45 chapter cards, 6 character cards, 3 boss cards, 1 start card. But now, let's move on to the item card, shall we?
Yep. Let's see what we've got here. Item cards.
Ooh. So this is a smaller deck, which I think are about maybe Yu-Gi-Oh card size, perhaps a bit smaller, but... And, either way, not gigantic like the chapter cards, but I do like that. So it's not. So everyone around the table should be able to see the artwork, which is good.
Yeah. So here we have nice. Oh,
look at that kind of creepy artwork. That's cool.
In fact, I don't know if you can see, if I bring that a bit. If we bring this a little bit closer, that's the 3 different symbols on the back of the item cards. It's the might, the wisdom, and the cunning ones.
Oh, lovely.
And a nice selection of...
And it's nothing like over fancy because you are escaping a dungeon. It's
very simple artwork.
Like a warped cudgel.
I'll give you... We'll let Roger take a look at some of the cards.
Oh, nothing's great. Like, even the weapons, we've got like a rusted flail. So it's not... You're not getting high-quality magic items, you're getting
whatever
just
you find.
Basic stuff to help you get out. Like, we've got a cracked axe in the way of weapons here.
And bring this one up. This one is a rotten shield. And as it... food items are certainly not the best you can find. Here we happen to have a nice stale loaf of bread and an infested wheel of cheese.
Oh, lovely. So those things you use, I'm guessing, to get hit points back?
Both are hit point restorers, yes.
Oh, wow.
But the cheese is to all characters.
Oh, I suppose it is a wheel of cheese.
and the bread is only for you. Is only for that character. So there's obviously a lot of party interaction, helping each other out.
Yeah, this is a co-op game, so all the players are working together to try and escape the dungeon. Oh, they are nice. Again, the quality of the cards, you won't really be able to see, but the quality of these is very nice.
Yeah.
They've got a really nice feel in the hand to them.
Yeah. And although the artwork is much, much simpler, it's all has the right feel, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I mean, this is... If you ever grew up reading the fighting fantasy books or playing the early roleplay games, it's very much reminiscent of that kind of feel, I think.
Yeah.
So, looks like lastly in the box.
The last few things in the box.
We've got the notepad.
Yep.
Which you use to track your wounds.
Okay.
So that's how you know whether your character's dying or not.
Yep.
So very simple little pad, although it is nicely, again, themed. So you've got the Dark Castle, Escape the Dark Castle logo at the top just here.
Yeah, and you've got a decent pad there as well.
Yeah, that's a pretty hefty pad.
Yep.
So that'll last you a little while.
Yep. And last but not least, always useful to get in a game like this. They supply you with some little pencils.
You do actually get the pencils, and of course, in keeping, they're black. Which is nice. I mean, they have been very thorough in everything here.
Oh yeah.
I mean, even this is... that's quite sturdy.
Yeah, it's sturdy.
And again, black. It's all very... Everything has that very nice feel to it. It's all very black and white, very sturdy, very old-fashioned sort of feel around it all. But very cool. I'm very much looking forward to giving that a go.
Yeah, this looks like it should be interesting.
Right, so we'll just quickly pack this away.
Yep.
And then we will break out the next item. We'll put this all away properly later. Let's get that hurriedly away.
So, I'll let Roger into the cellophane for the next item.
Alright, so next up, we have the first adventure pack. Again, this came out with the first Kickstarter, but I only backed the second one, so did get everything extra. So this is Cult of the Death Knight. So this, I'm guessing, is going to have more cards and things to it. Try and get this bad boy open. Lovely, so we're immediately greeted with the ominous gates which you have to go through to get out of the dungeon, which no doubt there is some very nasty boss or something waiting for you. As much as we'd all like to be able to open the door and run for our lives, it's never that easy.
No.
So let's... Cool, I think there's going to be some more characters in here. Let me just crack into these.
Yep, while we're just getting into those, on top we've got a nice... supplemental rule book with some extra instructions, how to use it, and the components, some new rules.
Getting quite nice and short though.
Yep.
It's not a rules heavy game, but it looks like a very characterful one.
But it also seems to be reiterating some of the rules and how they've changed. And so let's see, what do we get?
Right, so we get a new boss.
Right, well,
so we're not going to turn it over, we don't want spoilers.
No.
So also, we get some new characters. So we get the Mason. Don't know if you want to do that, Lauren, so you can be able to see a bit better. So we've got the Mason.
We have the Mason.
We've got the Hunter.
Yep, a Hunter.
I'm guessing he's quite cunning.
Very
cunning.
In fact, these ones have got different layouts
Okay. So these are quite extreme. So these are incredibly good at one thing, but not very good at anything else.
Yeah. So we have a Mason, our Hunter, and a Bishop. Each one very good. So you've got 6s in one each of the Wisdom, the Cunning, and the Might. And then 1 in each, everything else for each of the others. So,
blimey.
Yeah. this obviously allows you to make things a little more...
Well, it gives you a bit more variety, doesn't it? This all adds to the replay value. And then here we've got a nice little... Oh, blimey, look at that. A nice selection of cards. Show them that demon.
We'll bring you this one up.
Oh,
so
look at that.
See it.
That's not something you want to be finding.
No, that's quite nasty.
That's one of the last things you probably want to see when you're trying to get out of somewhere.
Yep.
Or just in general. I'm not sure I want to meet him down a dark alley. But crikey, that is...
Yeah.
Again, the artwork is fantastic on these.
Yeah. Plain backs to match the rest of the original packs. Obviously, these all mix in.
Again, same quality finish, so very nice feel to them.
Yep.
That's lovely.
So,
right, if you want to
we also have...
break out... Oh, the new... These must be the new character dice and an extra one.
There
for
is an
something.
extra dice. So, yeah, we have our extra dice here.
Want to pass the book?
I'll pass
Let's see if we can work out what that other dice is.
So we have our Hunter, our Mason, and our Bishop.
And we have a cult die. So I'm not sure I want to know. So that is no doubt going to be rolled for something nasty you might find. Although it's got some positive symbols on, so it might be something that could help or could hinder you.
Well, it does seem it's got a Wisdom, a Might, and a Cunning, and then each of those symbols again, only in white on black. So I wonder if some hinder and some help.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Either that or it's just bad.
Or it's just...
When it's called a cult die, I doubt it's on your side.
And this is a game that is not designed to be easy.
No, from what I've seen, this game is quite hard to win, but nevertheless very cool.
Yeah.
And we've got a few more things
we have
here.
A few more.
Oh, that's never a good name. These are curse cards. This is probably what the cult die is relating to.
Probably.
Perhaps.
And we have they're very obviously cursed. They're all in black with white text, so not going to be particularly easy for us to show you very well. But I'll bring you up one here.
Nice. So they're very cool. Again, we're not going to go too much into what they all say, because don't want to give away spoilers at all.
No, but having just read this one, you really, really don't want to get it.
Yeah, it doesn't sound friendly with a name like Curse Cards, does it?
No. We'll give you a quick one. I think the one I showed you, Accelerated Decay. That's all we'll say.
Oh, yes. That's not going to sound pleasant in any way, shape or form.
No.
Okay, so...
And having read what the card does, no, it's really not nice either, but we won't tell you.
Okay, so I think that's that one taken care of, so we'll get this away.
I'll get this away.
And we'll break out the next one.
Right.
So if we just kind of get this off.
Right. I'll tell you what, while I...
So we'll go for this one next, I think.
Okay. Pull this back.
Right, so next up we have the Kickstarter upgrade kit. So this is what the good people at Themeborn who make Escape the Dark Castle did. They gave all of the Kickstarter upgrades from the first one and made them all as an available add-on or purchase as part of the second Kickstarter, which was really nice of them, because if you're like me, I didn't see the first Kickstarter, but I did see the second one, and you want to get all of the stuff, they did make this available. So it's a little plastic pack with a few extras on, with a very cool die at the front. Right, so the first up striking thing is this new die here, which I'm not sure how clearly you'll be able to see the symbols, but they're all in gold.
Yep. Nice weight die. We've got some interesting symbols on here. Double Wisdom by the look of that one. You've got a nice shield, and then just to make things a little more interesting, if you can see that there.
Is that a skull?
That is a skull symbol.
Again, that's never the best sign.
And interestingly, an axe on the other side, so I'm sure they all have...
Lovely, and if you want to show them the card for it.
Indeed.
This is the Golden Axe card, so that's pretty cool. I don't know if this is in reference to the Golden Axe game some of us older people might have played when we were growing up.
Yeah.
But that's very cool. Looks like a kind of... Yeah, it's got relic on there, so it's kind of like a fancy weapon.
Yep. And just looking at some of the things it does, this dice is obviously involved in its use. these include remove 1 chapter die, which might make
that's
things
very good.
But if that nice skull comes up on the dice, it looks like you lose a hit point and it gets destroyed in the process.
Oh dear. So it's a very nice axe, but it can break and hurt you.
Yes.
Because again, nothing would be so easy as here's a nice new big shiny magic axe.
So here we have, very well sealed.
Again, everything comes packaged very well.
Very well sealed.
But even the boxes of the game actually feel sturdy.
Yes, they're ones that you're going to trust to store the game in for time to come.
Oh, nice. So,
and what we have here is...
Oh, don't want to show too much.
No.
So this is...
We'll give you a quick look at the artwork.
Oh, that's very nice artwork.
It is. And that's
the...
yet
this must
another
be the
exit door.
Big boss.
And
I'm sure if Themeborn do another Kickstarter, they might be nice enough to make this all available again to you if you decide that you like the look of what you're seeing. Oh, lovely. Some new chapter cards.
More chapter cards, including some wonderful...
Oh dear, that looks bad.
Oh, I'll just shift that up to you there. Yeah, that one, the Shapeshifter, is cool.
I mean, it's all brilliantly thematic. And
it is wonderfully...
The descriptions on the cards, we're not going to read them to you again, just for spoiler sake, but they're all very descriptive. It's almost like playing like a little fighting fantasy board game, I suppose.
It is what it is.
Or a roleplay game. It's brilliant. I mean, it's...
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, God.
Yeah.
That looks like a lot of Nope. It's a giant, angry-looking worm thing with big, sharp teeth coming out of a wall. And if it's big enough to take down a wall, it's not something you want to face.
So there's probably, another... About 10 chapter cards.
Yeah, like 10 or so chapter cards.
And another boss.
And that was quite a cheap pack. I can't remember exactly how much it was, but it was definitely not more than like 10 or 15, £10 or so, I think. But very, very nice stuff.
Yeah, and simple add-on, but there's enough there to certainly make the game a lot more interesting.
With an extra boss. Consider you get a few bosses in the core game. Was it like 5 or 4?
I think there's 3 in the core game. There's 1 in the Cult of the Death Knight.
Yeah, so considering you only get... Well, only is probably a strong word, but considering you get 3 bosses in the core game, getting 1 in this little pack here actually adds quite more to the replay value, I think.
Yeah.
So if they do that again and make it available, definitely go in for that would be my suggestion.
Right.
So if we get this away... If I do that, Lawrence, if you want to crack open our next thing. So this stuff showing from now is all part of the second Kickstarter. So none of this stuff was available before and is only available, and we're showing off for the very first time.
So here we have Dark Castle. This is the second adventure pack. And this is the Scourge of the Undead Queen.
Oh, that's quite an angry looking face on there.
Yeah, I'll make it a bit easier to see once we get
the cellophane off. So again, it's the finish on these is all very nice.
Yeah, and it looks like, same style, same size as well as them. So they're all the adventure packs are gonna stack together nicely and pack away.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So we'll start with our little rulebook, which no doubt is going to have a couple of extra rules, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Just mainly to show what new things are in there.
I think it's giving you ideas of basically how to mix whatever's in this pack in with everything else you get. And in this one, you get some chapter cards. It seems you don't get any more characters.
Well, I think between the core and the
first one,
the first upgrade pack, you've got quite a lot of characters.
What you have here is companion cards, apparently.
Oh, okay.
And then...
Might be people that can perhaps help you along your way, or maybe hinder you, depending on what they are.
Yeah, instructions about these companions, how they work. And looks like they've also introduced magic in this one, because there's the spell book.
Whether it's probably against you, I'm going to guess.
Maybe.
It's probably going to make your life that bit harder. But again, we'll have to find out at some point.
Yeah. So.
Oh, and immediately on top there you see the boss card. I'm guessing this is the Undead Queen.
Probably. Which I would also suspect that the boss card in the previous one is a Death Knight.
Yeah, again, anyone that's played D&D or something is going to know that Death Knights are not fun. Unless you are one.
So, yeah, we've got our...
And I love how the boss cards have got the doorway
They're
on.
obvious, they're different.
Yeah, it's not a hard way to tell the difference between the two cards.
No.
As you can see, one is just plain black.
And, of course, it means they mix in nicely.
And this one has got the door on. And... Oh, hello. These must be the companion cards we're seeing now.
Yeah, we've got...
behind stonework.
Stonework on those. And we have...
Oh, nice.
Companions, of which we have the Witch Hunter. Let's see if we can... Again.
Oh, the artwork is all very reminiscent of the early edition roleplay games here.
Yeah.
I can show you that.
We have a Defecting Guard.
He must really not like his job. Although I suppose with all those giant killer demons and things around, neither would I.
No. And this one, particularly interesting, Spirit of the First Prisoner.
Oh, yeah. So that's quite cool. It's kind of like a ghostly helper.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, these look absolutely fantastic. And looking at these, they have a special ability, which can give you bonuses. Oh.
Not particularly.
Okay, so they can do something that will basically get rid of your companion, but give you some help. But they also, or you can just use them in a kind of slightly helpful way. But they're not as good as you are. But that is nevertheless very cool.
Yeah. And then of course we have
the more chapter cards.
Chapter cards.
Is that a giant.
That one appears to be a Cyclops. And quite possibly an undead Cyclops.
Never the most fun. Oh my god, that thing behind it does not look good either.
We'll just bring that one a little bit closer so you can enjoy the artwork on that one. This one, in fact, appears to be an undead dragon. Yeah.
Bear in mind, you're probably going to be facing these with like a rusty sword or something.
Yeah. You can see why there may be some... you get some help along the way for some of these.
I can see why you might need it. Perhaps some of these, you find the help in some of these, and you probably don't start with them. I'm guessing it's perhaps some of the rewards for doing things, maybe?
Yeah.
So I know in some of these you get options, so you might be able to... Perhaps you either fight the guard, or you might be able to convince him to defect, which is why the guard might help you.
Yeah, you've got some...
nasty
undead things in this one, and lots of bones. Just give you a little bit of a...
The lots of bones definitely is...
Just a wall of bones that you have to climb.
Definitely feels like early Warhammer Fantasy roleplay.
Yeah. So you got those, and we've then got...
all these dice. So these I think must be for the companions, I would assume.
Let's take a look. We've got...
Or 3 of them, maybe.
Yeah, well, we have... a Witcher, so that'll be your Witch Hunter. He gets his own dice. One for the Spirit.
That's cool. I don't know what that explosion-y thing is, but that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's probably a special ability or something.
And then we've got one here for the Guard. And then...
oh, this must be the magic dice.
I'm assuming that this is the magic dice. Is there something in the... We'll take a quick look at the instructions on this one. But this one's... got a nice collection of thunderbolts all over it. So I'm sure that this must have something to do with the magic or similar.
Oh, okay. So the spellbook can be used by you, but like everything else, it can also hurt you. So you can cast a spell, and it can do bad things, just like one of the nasty monsters. Or, of course, you can hurt yourself.
It'll backfire.
Because you'll do it badly, and you can injure yourself or a fellow prisoner. So that'll make it go down really well with your party.
Yeah.
Or your companions.
And then, lastly, we have
a few more
of these smaller item cards, which...
yeah, so we've got some companion event cards.
So these seem to be how you get your companions.
Well, that's very cool.
The first prisoner has joined your food.
Oh, okay. So if you turn them around, I think, is that an item card? Yeah, that's the backing of the item cards. So I'm guessing you can add these into the deck, and perhaps you come across them during play, which is very cool.
I'll just give a quick look at this one. just a little bit of a flavour of the text, because it won't have...
It was all very nice.
An icy wind blows through the castle, and the ghost of a woman in chains appears before you. Without speaking, she projects her words directly into your minds. Prisoners, be free at last. I fear my soul is fading fast. The first prisoner has joined your group. So yeah, it seems to be...
that's cool.
So you've got an event card, so you can get each of your companions added to the group.
That's brilliant.
And
a couple
then
of new item cards.
a couple of new items.
Including the spell book.
Spell book and ritual chalice. Both of them marked as relics.
Ooh. So that means they're like the axe, they can do good things or bad things.
Yeah. Well, these ones...
But with the items, I believe you can only hold 2 things at once. Because you've only got your hands. You're not an adventurer, you don't have backpacks and belts and loops.
You're lucky if you got clothing, really,
yeah, exactly.
probably.
You're in rags, so
But
you've got your hands. Some things
case,
might require 2, perhaps.
Yes, certainly. This spell book, 2-handed, so if you're carrying that, you're not carrying anything else.
So yeah, you can carry the book. Although it's probably pretty good, because it is a relic.
Yeah.
Oh, that's, again, very nice, and same interiors, very... very rugged feeling. I'm pressing quite hard on that.
Yeah,
so they are sturdy.
The storage
things.
is sturdy as well. Yeah.
So yeah, the boxes that come with the game are quite nice.
So
we'll get this.
We'll get this out of the way.
Cleared away, and we will bring on the next thing. So while Lawrence is clearing away, I am going to start trying to break into the incredibly well sealed box. So escape the Dark Castle and try and get into it.
Yes, break into the castle before you can escape it. So we'll get this out of the way.
Right, so next up we have the 3rd adventure pack, Blight of the Plague Lord, and oh god, doesn't he not look friendly. Right, so you can probably see it a bit better in just a second once I manage to successfully break in initially to the Dark Castle. There we go. So as you can see here, we've got our Plague Lord, I'm assuming, who does, again, not look like a nice chap.
Nope.
So this is the latest guy that will inevitably try and keep you in his castle. Let's open.
There we go.
So again, first up we have our little rulebook.
Yep.
So the fact that all of these rulebooks are so small is nice.
I mean,
you don't have to spend ages reading rules. You can literally just open them, have a quick skim, and get playing.
I mean, it's 8 pages.
A couple of which are just showing off some of their cool stuff.
Yes,
So these ones show a few of the items that you can buy from
the
them.
extras. Yeah.
Fantastic.
And let's see what we got in this one. In our contents, we've got another 15 chapter cards. So,
okay. So the stack of chapter cards across these, if you've done like I've done, and got them all, or if you just decide to buy into them all, you get a lot.
I mean, we're reckoning there's 40 to 45 in the main box.
Yeah, there were quite a lot in the main box.
And if we're assuming there's 15,
there were 45 in the main box,
and it looks like 15 per add-on.
So that doubles that. Plus
it.
the ones in the Kickstarter upgrades pack, which was another 10 or so.
So at that point, you're looking at 100
cards. Yeah. That is a lot of replay value.
Yeah. And in this one, we have some more characters.
Oh, okay. So we've got more now.
So between the two, that gives you 12 characters?
Yeah, about that.
Yes, 3 in...
Yeah, 6 in there, 3 in there, 3 in there. Yeah. So 12 different characters. So lots of combinations you can use.
Yeah. We've got some more dice. We've got our boss. And this time we've got plague cards.
And a plague die. Oh, that doesn't sound good either.
Although it does look like there's some more items to help you along the way as well.
So yeah, this game, as we've said before, is not an easy one. Otherwise, if it was easy, it wouldn't be really a game, would it?
No.
You'd just be walking through a story, which is not bad, but this is tough. So we've got probably some hard decisions to make, like who you send to kick in the next door to who's going to take the battering.
In this one, it looks like we've got some slightly more balanced characters.
Oh, yeah, so these ones are actually more balanced across the board.
Yeah.
So rather than the others, which have Some of them are really good at one thing, a little bit good at another, and terrible at another one. And then the ones from the first expansion?
First expansion.
Which were amazing at one thing and then terrible at the other two.
These ones are kind of much more balanced. We got 4, 2, and 2, rather than 5, 3, and 1, or 6, 1, and 1. And we have here a Fletcher, a Shepherd, and a Butcher.
Oh, nice. So yeah, these guys are quite balanced. So they're not terrible at anything.
Is this our second Butcher? Just a slightly
the cook.
Oh, it was the
cook.
Had a cook. So we'll just. This is the Butcher, as you can see.
Again, I like the artwork.
Physical 4, and then Wisdom and Cunning 2. So yeah, these are much more balanced.
I mean, given the style, I'm assuming the same artist did them all. So again, Alex Crispin, well done. I tip my hat to you. The art is very
nice.
Atmospheric as well. It really kind of gives you that vibe on some of them.
Yeah,
which I can't really put into a word besides.
We've of course got our
boss,
our door,
who's inevitably got the big Plague Lord behind it. Oh, there he is.
There he is.
And even if you manage to get through most of the castle, you go down through the door, and then you've got something really big and hard that will try and kill you.
Yeah, which might be okay if you've not died too badly and you've built up your strength
got enough gear and you're suitably healthy. But I've got a feeling you're probably going to be limping through the door.
Yeah.
Especially given the look of a lot of those demons and things that we've seen.
And then, of course, we have our
nice selection
of 15 extra chapter cards.
Oh, and again, lots of dying people.
Oh, yeah.
Or looks like a
nice
zombie or something.
Plague-ridden group there. We've got... Oh, what else have we got here?
Plague rats?
Plague rats, I think.
Nasty. Oh, I don't even know what that is. I'm not sure I want to know.
No, that seems to be just a very, very nasty creature you can just about see there. And
I don't know how well the pictures are coming across on the camera, so we apologise, but trust us, the artwork is nice, very atmospheric.
Yeah, even in this case what looks like dodge the falling barrels. Because not everything in the dungeon is going to be people. Sometimes it's just the surroundings that are after you.
Or there is a very big... Oh, that looks like some kind of big bloated demon or corpse. Or
yeah.
Oh, very...
Yeah.
Oh, God, that's grim to look at.
And
a bear.
And that one, I think, seems to be a plague-ridden bear. Let's see if we can get you a nice picture of that.
I'm sure I'd want to pick a fight with a normal bear.
Let alone a plague-ridden one. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, some very, very nasty-looking things to discover.
Oh, fantastic. And again, a lot of these, they can give you choices as to whether you either just charge it, whether you hesitate, whether you try and talk to them, and all that kind of thing. So these cards are really nice.
And then we've got
So these must be the
set of dice for this.
So there's one for each of the new characters.
Yep, so we've got a Shepherd, we've got our Fletcher, and our Butcher. Oh, hello. It's interesting. We've got a pair of Butchers here.
Oh, okay.
I wonder if that's what's supposed to be there, but
let's have a quick look in the book.
I think we're supposed to have a plague dice, but
we are supposed to have a plague dice. Whoops! Well, Themeborn, I may be getting in touch with you quite soon, but that's the first muck-up that we've seen.
And it
can happen.
Yeah, especially on something like a big Kickstarter, which I'm assuming this was quite a big...
Yeah, this did go quite large, but I can't imagine Themeborn are going to give me much grief when I ask them for a new one.
Yeah. So, but yes. And then we've got the other set of cards. These are the other ones for the item deck.
So we've got some item cards and some plague cards.
Yep, so
I can't imagine the plague cards are going to be much fun, just like the curse cards we saw earlier.
No, but you've got a collection there.
Bring those up things to help you along your way.
Help you out. Daggers, knapsack. Oh, there you go. Something to carry things in. A net. Although I'm not sure what you'd want to attempt to net.
Maybe something just to net to poke it to death with that splintered spear, maybe.
Yeah, quite possibly.
So the knapsack actually lets you carry 2 extra items. and but before you go into each room, you must decide what you're holding. But that's pretty handy.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
So that can let you hold a weapon maybe, and then have your bread or mouldy cheese in your bag.
Yeah. So yeah, that's not too bad. Oh, sorry, they've come off screen there.
So
and then
the plague
cards,
which I'm guessing are pretty brutal.
Well, all it says is you must roll for plague. So I'm guessing that plague dice has an effect when you get these cards come up.
That's probably how much damage you take per turn, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I'd imagine you're pretty screwed once you've got the plague.
Quite possibly, yeah.
Oh, crumbs. Okay. So it's something else to make your life harder.
Yep. And now I'm starting to imagine exactly what it would be like trying to run all of these at once and all the possible things you could run into.
Oh my god, yeah. That's a hell of a lot of variety, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got undead, you've got sort of the Death Knight kind of doom bad paladin thing. You've got, I think there's some sorcerers and things in the original core set.
Yeah.
You've got Plague Lord. So you've got a big variety of bad guys and a huge array of chapter cards.
Oh yeah.
And again, a big array of characters. So you've got 12 different characters.
12 different characters. It's six different bad guys, like your final exit
big bosses. No, more than that. 7 with the
7
one
with,
in there.
of course, you get the extra one.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, when it comes to replayability,
because it's up to 4 players, so you can play from solo mode, or you can go all the way up to 4 players.
And that gives you a choice of 12 characters for 4 players.
Yeah, so you've got a pretty big variety there.
Yeah, that's a good, that's a reasonable mix for your.
And next up, we have a big one, which
I think I might have to vanish just briefly and become a set of magic hands for this one, because this is quite large.
Quite large. Right, so to give you an idea, it's taking up the screen. So let's just try and break into this.
Yeah. Well,
oh my word.
We'll give you a quick show on this one. There you go.
Apologies for the squeaky noise. Oh my god, look at that.
There it is.
Although I'm glad with the light, you can actually see the writing on there, which is really cool.
That's your original game. And that's your add-on. So, just to give you a sense of the scale.
So this box here...
I'm just going to become a set of magic hands.
Yeah, I think you might need to. So this big old box here is actually designed to be the storage box for everything else, and I believe even saving room for future expansions.
Which is always good.
Is really handy. I like the fact that they've allocated room for future expansions.
There's obviously plans. And just bring it here, you can see wonderful...
So it's a lovely matte finish on the black here, apart from on the writing, which is a nice gloss.
Yeah.
And it's even got it on the sides, which it's probably... Oh, there we go. You can just about see it. Unfortunately, because of the size of the box, it does make it a little bit hard, but...
But you can see the depth as well.
Oh my god, that's... Oh, lovely. So this has got all these... Oh, crumbs, just got my fingers caught in it. So lovely compartments for all of the different... And we've even got more stuff in here.
Yeah, there is more stuff. So, we've got here the Collector's Box Rulebook.
So it's almost like an expansion on its own.
It is, in fact.
Oh, wow.
It is an expansion all of its own as well as a storage box.
That's brilliant. So as well as buying something to store your stuff in, you get extra stuff as a reward for buying it.
Yep.
But all of the stuff from all of these boxes you've seen will all go in here, so it will make it easier to store in your house.
Yep.
Which is useful.
Yep.
I'm sure I'm not the only one that has a problem storing all their board games.
Yeah, no.
I'm sure that might be a common problem. But,
Yep. So let's see what we've got in here. Oh, this is interesting.
So we've got a nice mixture of... Let's get that squaring on screen. What's in this bag? Let's
take a look. There is a...
Crumbs.
Right then. So you have...
Oh, so that comes out.
This actually there's a nice insert here. So you've got drop slots for all of the card packs, so you can keep them separate but together. And you've then got this nice one on top to help give you...
Keep them
straighter.
Oh, lovely.
And it looks like that includes all the extra decks as well.
Yeah. Oh, well, okay. So
Let's.
that's quite nice. But we'll just move that off so we can start having a look at some of the goodies that come inside the box.
Because with this style of this game, black and white on black and white all the way. You won't see much if we don't move it out.
Exactly. So first up, I want to know what's in there. So Lawrence, if you want to do the honours,
let's
see what we've got in the bag.
We have more dice.
Whatever, something there sounded heavy.
There was something chinking and heavy. So, we'll start with the dice.
Okay, let's start there.
Start with the dice. So, and I think what we have here is a dice bag to keep all of those dice from all of those sets.
From all the sets in there.
Yep.
And again, of course, in black to keep in with everything else.
Yep, black and white. These ones seem to be...
See, these are the death dice. Eek.
Do we need to say any more? Probably
I think
not.
that pretty much sums it up.
Yep. Yeah, lots of shields and mixes of symbols there that I'm sure are explained when we get into it. And this very nice white dice.
So this dice here is for the Living Stone. And what that was one of the new things that came out in the Kickstarter, which is a bit like the new version, the second Kickstarter version of the Golden Axe.
Right.
So this is like the big relic item for the game.
For this. Well, this looks like it might be quite useful, as on each side, it's got a number of hit points.
Oh,
3
my word.
or 4 HP, so I wonder if that's
crumbs.
gaining your life back.
That's pretty cool.
Nice...
There are some that might be... Knowing this game, some are probably going to hurt you, some will heal you.
Well, there's a nice skull on one side, so...
Okay, that's probably the one where it blows up and hurts you.
Yeah.
As is tradition.
Yep.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yep.
Oh, so what are these weighty things? So do you want to open this one first?
Yep, we have.
Okay, right. So I'll let Lawrence get this out and then we'll say what it is.
And these are...
Oh, God, they're metal.
You
can feel the heft in them. Again, that just kind of adds to that kind of old-fashioned feel, doesn't it? The old metal miniatures.
You have this
very,
very, very nice. Let's see if we can get it so we can
see if we can see what it says on the camera.
Get right up close. It says you.
So this is going to be for the token of the person that's going through that door and exploring the next area. But it's got a nice bit. I felt it. It's got a nice heft to it.
Yeah, that's a nice...
And if you turn it on its side, you'll see that it's actually relatively thick.
Yeah.
It's quite a lot thicker than a coin.
Oh yeah, it's about 5 or 6 mil thick, and a nice and beautifully embossed as well. It isn't.
Oh, the artwork.
It's all raised artwork.
And the symbols on the back, which I'm not sure if you'll be able to see very well.
Yeah.
Are quite similar to those you'll see on the item cards.
Yeah.
I'm probably not holding that steady enough, but you can hear that. Listen.
Yeah,
that gives you an idea of the weight behind it. So, what have we got next?
Next, we have a little selection.
Oh, I think those go with these. So I'll crack these.
Also in metal as well.
Oh yeah, you can hear that.
These are beautifully cast, I assume. Little black metal skulls.
You probably can't see them that clearly on the camera.
Let's see if we can give you... Yeah, it's not showing up brilliantly on the camera, which is a pity.
Take our word for it, they are... Let's have a good look at that.
Absolutely. We'll try...
Oh, wow, okay, yeah, you can't see it that clearly,
Let's see if we can get it right up close to this camera instead. Not really showing it brilliantly, but
they're little metal skulls, and what these do is they actually go with one of the other things that came in the Kickstarter. These. So what these are health tracks. So rather than using the pencil and paper, which you can of course do if you'd prefer, you can start with your skull and slowly work your way down until you die. Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
That is really nice.
Oh, I like those.
And again, it's that little extra bit. They're not plastic, which you'd perfectly expect.
Yeah, that would be fair.
Yep.
They're nicely cast metal things.
They are nicely cast,
and they are
metal
black
skulls.
metal
They
as
are.
well. Oh, again, that is very, very nice. The detailing on there is very good.
Yeah.
Right, so if you want to crack open the big deck, shall we?
Yeah, let's have a look.
Crikey. So I've just read what's in here. So this is going to really add to the how much you'd like to play and the replay value. So just let Lawrence crack in.
Right, here we go. We have
more cards.
Yep.
So in here we actually have 2 alternative start cards.
Yep.
So rather
Turn
than just
over
having
to
the
begin.
same start that you get in the core game, you actually get 2 other alternative starts. So that's quite nice. So you can shuffle them up and then you'll have a different start to each time you play, which is
Yep.
really cool.
And by the look of it, having a quick look, these have got different instructions when you start.
Oh, okay.
So it does actually, it's not just flavour text, which it does have as well, but
Yeah, all of these cards have flavour text. This is quite a story game,
yeah.
which is really nice.
But this does seem to be, depending on which one of these you start with, actually does affect how your
the game's
gameplay,
wow.
the start of your game, how you're going to start, and possibly how your game's going to play.
Oh, fantastic.
So
that's really cool. So that's given a nice bit of addition. Plus you get six new boss cards. So you can see there are six
new
of these
doors.
big doors to finish through.
Yeah.
So that makes quite a lot. So that's what makes 12.
That makes
No,
12.
13 including the Kickstarter stuff. So that
13.
almost doubles it by getting the big storage box.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we'll just have a quick flick. We've got some
Oh,
nice.
okay. Just my God, yeah.
Yeah. Some interesting.
Oh, some crazy looking things.
Yeah. I just saw a Hydra in there.
I did see a Hydra
in there.
That's not what you want to see.
No, we won't.
Oh, fantastic.
We won't spoil any more, but
Yeah, we won't read the text or anything because there's a lot of flavour behind it. It's not just, oh, look, a Hydra.
yeah,
It kind of gives you this nice intro, like almost like a cinematic entrance, or what you'd see in a book,
yeah.
which is quite nice. So if
Yeah.
you want to go for the small
Last
cards
deck.
up next. So this has got a few different things in.
Okay, let's see.
The very first card, I think, is that the Living Stone?
That is the Living
So
Stone.
this is the relic that goes with the white dice,
Yeah.
which is the big shiny object.
Oh, this is a very big shiny object.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. The Living Stone. If you're reduced to 0 hits
Yeah.
while in possession of this relic, you roll the dice for it. You resurrect with the amount of hit points you roll.
Ooh.
So on here, I'm guessing that means the skull means you just stay dead.
Oh, yeah, that's probably you are dead.
But you've got 3 or 4 on 4 of the sides, and then you've got this nice symbol here, which is apparently the symbol on the card. And if you roll that, you go all the way back to your starting hits.
Wow, okay, that's a strong item. So there's
A 1 in 6 chance of
1 in 6 chance of death, full death, or staying dead, but a 1
one
in 6 chance of being fully alive.
Yep.
That's tasty. And on all the other 4 faces, it's just various hit points.
Yeah.
So you still come back alive. So a 1 in 6 chance of dying, 1 in 6 chance of being perfect, and a 4 in 6 chance of
3 to 4 hits.
3 to 4 hits. That's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Especially if you just died.
So,
And we also, what else have we got in here?
and of course that one
Oh,
should
we've
have.
got a couple of new
Yeah,
things.
It's a nice item card there as well. So go into the deck.
So we actually have 2 new things here. There are epilogue cards that you can read out if you win or if you lose. We're not going to read them out to you
Nope.
because again, we don't want to spoil stuff.
I won't show. What I'll show you is I'll show you. If I'll bring up the backs here. Defeat and victory. If any player's hit points is reduced to 0, that player must turn this card and read it aloud. And if all players survive the final boss, as a group, nominate a player to turn this card and read it aloud.
Oh, cool.
So,
So it sounds like that you all have to be alive to win the game. Which is quite cool, because it means
Yeah.
you're not going to be like, sod you, I'm just going through, you die.
yeah,
That's quite cool, so it makes you have to work together, which is really nice.
yeah.
And we've got
Then
some
we've got-
other new interesting things here. We have character flaw
We
cards,
do.
and there are 12 of them.
Yep.
So these are
One
something to
for
make...
each. Well, one for each of the characters in the game. Then.
Yeah, so there are literally 12 characters, 12 character flaws.
Yep.
But again, that's a lot of combinations.
It's a lot of combinations. So yeah, you've got things like stubborn, callous, ruthless, gullible, numb, sceptical, greedy, lazy, desperate, deranged,
Nice.
defiant, and cowardly.
Oh, brilliant. So these all have like an effect written on them, I can see. We're not we're not going to read them out because we don't want to spoil.
We'll just give you a little tease taster there. But yeah, they've all got...
It's going to be fun trying these all out there.
Yeah. All have an effect on the game and how your character plays. So,
fantastic.
So make it just another little extra to make it a bit harder.
So yeah, I mean, again, the quality of the cards is really nice. I like how they make all the backs different, so you can see these are the character flaw cards. You can see a different backing on there.
And there is one other thing.
Ooh, reference cards. That is just handy. I mean,
4 reference cards, one for each player.
Yeah, having reference cards, as any gamer knows, are really helpful to have.
Oh yeah.
So these have like
it's just
a base overview of the rules. Oh, very brief.
Important rules to remember, I think. The ones that you...
The key rules.
The ones that if you forget are probably going to
mess you up.
Yeah. And then...
Oh, is that what the symbols mean on the back?
I think these are dice symbols on the back.
Oh, fantastic.
We'll give you a quick...
So rather than having to keep looking in a rulebook, you've got a tiny little card. Well, I say tiny, they're not that small.
No, same size as all the other...
As the item cards.
Yeah.
So again, a card just telling you what everything means.
Yeah.
That's pretty handy to have.
Yeah.
And it's a very nice addition to the game.
Yeah.
So
and the storage ability of it is...
That box is really nice. And they did say in the Kickstarter that it could also store future stuff, so I'm sure Themeborn have got some more stuff up their sleeves.
It sounds like they have some plans in mind, yeah.
Ooh,
so hopefully...
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, that should be interesting.
And we have one last thing to show you. So this is one of the add-ons that you could go for. I didn't go for all of them from a bit of a cost point of view, because even the add-ons fit in the box. That is one thing that Themeborn said. So there are things like playmats in there.
Yeah, I'm just having a quick look in the back of the rulebook for the collector's set, and it's got...
So you can see the playmats are up here. So these are per person.
Yeah. You've got... Oh, I'm not sure. I think that might be possibly dice.
I think that is the box for the playmat.
All right. So yeah, playmats.
Card sleeves down
here. Obviously all of the add-ons.
And I'm not sure what this book here is. I don't know if you can see that.
I will take a look and see if I can decipher.
A notebook, perhaps? I think they did make a notebook, so it might be that. But
may well be.
If I'm wrong and you know, feel free to comment below what it actually is. And then lastly, we don't want to cover the last one because we have that physically here.
Yeah.
So we have the Death Book, which is, as you'd expect, a pretty ominous thing. So it's quite nice. Again, it's all black and white. This is matte finish, but it's embossed. You can't see it obviously on camera, but you can feel it there. I don't know if you want to.
I'll just hold
see that
up a bit.
So
what actually is this one then,
So
Roger?
what this is a book of how you die. So I believe each of these pages represents one of the cards, and at which point you die, and describes how you die.
So a little bit like the defeat card.
A bit like the defeat card.
Gives you
what happens to the rest of you. I think this is what happens to the person that has died.
And this has got,
So it's got the card reference number, so you know where you're looking.
Yep.
And then a description of your death. I bought that because you didn't want your story just to end with died.
I died.
That'd be a bit of a rubbish way to end.
I died to X isn't so good.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit dull. I died to a giant worm. This will say exactly what happens to you as the rest of your party look on going, well, crap.
But yes.
So again, that's how many pages is that? Can you see roughly? It's quite a few.
It's about 120 pages by the look of it.
Lovely.
100.
So a nice book with all of the various ways you can meet a very, very nasty end. But it just adds a little bit more flavour, so I did go for it. Although everyone on the Kickstarter has got PDFs of these, even if you didn't decide to go for the add-on. I just like physical copies of things because that's just how I am. I know a lot of people prefer PDFs, but I like books.
Yeah.
I'm a bit old-fashioned that way. But that's it. So this, all here, all this stuff we've shown you, or no, I'm getting that the wrong way around. That way, there we go, at last. That is all of the stuff that comes with the Escape the Dark Castle second Kickstarter, which was a great Kickstarter. The guys at Themeborn have been really good, keeping everyone up to date, and it delivered pretty much on time. Which is I'm talking within a week or so. So
that's very good.
Yeah, I mean, I got this the first week of January, and the Kickstarter was due in December. So it was a week out.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys have had much experience with Kickstarter, but being within a week is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
I've had ones where it's been more than a year, well, more than 2 years late, I think is probably my longest one. And I know some of you guys are going to have had much longer experiences, but that is good. And the guys at Themeborn were really good at keeping everyone up to date.
Which is always nice.
Yeah, telling you what was going on, when you're getting your stuff. And they've delivered exactly what they said they would. The quality is great.
Yeah.
The artwork's lovely. The little extra things like the metal items are superbly made. I mean, the detail on them is great.
Yeah.
It really is. And all of the story that's on the cards, have had a bit of a read cheekily of a couple of them, but we didn't want to spoil it for you guys. It's all really well written. So, and the nice simple rule set,
and obviously a very nice simple rule set considering the
depth of the game.
Yeah.
So it's all very flavoursome, and you'll really kind of feel like what it's like to be when you try and escape the Dark Castle. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you liked the video. Feel free to drop us a like if you did, or dislike if you didn't. Although, if you didn't, please tell us why. This is our first one. And yeah, if you've played the game, if you want to leave comments about it, feel free to leave them below, or just tell us if there's anything interesting that you're looking at the moment.
Yeah. And don't forget, there's always Facebook.
Join us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Discord, Patreon. There's lots of cool stuff on there, so quite a bit of it for free, so feel free to go check that out.
Yeah.
All the links are below, so feel free to have a good nose round at them. And until next time.
Goodbye.
Bye, guys.